What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Bolero. Sam here with the Sultan of Sando, Mr. Gablim, and Mr. Maui Yap, wearing the Bolero's caps. Still available, by the way. You can pre-order via the link in the comments below. What's up, Gab?
Time for our
What's up,
news
Maui?
recap. That's never quick.
Quick news recap. That's never quick. Chikahan lang. Marami na tayong na-miss, actually. Some people have been asking for it. So,
Naghihintay ako ng big news eh.
Big
It's never
news.
come.
Big news. Wala bang big news? I guess the first
eh.
one is sort of big, I would say, if you want to talk about it. Let's get started. Quick news recap lang to. Welo Lingolingo leaving UE to join Benild. Another one of those guys that stars that grew in UE but will not be ending their career with UE. We briefly talked about this, I think, but I want to hear your thoughts. Let's start with you, Maui.
I was talking off air. It looks like UE is still a sinking ship. Hindi pa sila nakakawala sa lunod. This is very bad news if a UE fan. I don't know how competitive they will be come next season. I was banking on Lingolingo staying as one of the veterans, but basically a new team next season. Again, I think for the 5th straight season, UE will be the land of opportunity. We will probably see another unknown shine, and props to Lingolingo landing in Coach Charles Chu's program in Benild. He's been known to produce a lot of good pros, not just locally, but also some of them getting the chance abroad. And I think si Lingolingo is in a better spot than he was probably in UE. He probably needed to score 20 in UE to get recognized by the pro leagues. Now it just has to be consistently good from the outside. Now he just has to be contributing to a winning program, and good luck to him. Very sour exit from the UAAP, if you know what I mean, from last season.
Tama si Maui. Next season, gulatan na lang kung sino ang nasa UE Red Warriors.
The Who? Marami kang The Who players dito, Gab.
And from all the announcements being made by pre-season tournaments, it looks like they're not joining any. So talagang gulatan tayo for the UE Red Warriors. I mean, all of the guys that we know very well are now gone. You know, si Muling Tapang's gone, si Precious is gone, Welo Lingolingo is gone. The only guy I know who's probably good is Dylan Despy, who showed some flashes at the end of last season. He's the only one left. I guess if you're booking some fantasy basketball, si Dylan Despy has to be one of your first picks. Siya lang yung kagawa. So, let's see. Let's see kung sinong mahatak ni Coach Chris Gavina. And just a point on Coach Chris Gavina. The hell is he doing? These are the guys that were in his rotation, and it seems like they're not buying into him, or he's not bought into them. It's either one of those two things, that he doesn't want them back, or they don't want to be back under him. And yung sabi nga ni Maui, ako personally, I'm very happy to see Welo Lingolingo gone, because as an Ateneo fan, he always has good games against Ateneo. He's like Joric Bautista.
He's like Joric Bautista. He's
Diba?
like Joric Bautista.
He's just
That's
like
true.
Joric Bautista from the FU Tamaraw. He's just the UE version. He shoots
Nagiging
really well.
Kobe no?
Well, to be fair naman kay Welo, it's not just against Ateneo. He also shoots really well against LaSalle. He gets hot against those two teams. I have no idea why. Just look back at the UE games against Ateneo last season. Welo Lingolingo came alive against Ateneo, and look back against LaSalle. He comes alive when he faces the De La Salle Green Archers. Although, to be fair, I think La Salle fans would very much were very happy to see Lingolingo leave after what happened last season. The diving incident with into Kian Baclaan's knee, got suspended 5 games. I think
Returned against Ateneo, by the way. Just
we
want
returned
to point
against
that out.
Ateneo, scored a ton, hit a ton of threes, almost cost Ateneo their 6th straight loss. So yeah, Lingo, you gave us nightmares with your shooting and almost beat us actually round 1. Remember in UST gym, diba? Hit that clutch 3. So his shooting is definitely his strength. I do think he's gonna find himself a spot in St. Benilde's rotation. Why wouldn't you want to have a guy who can shoot the lights out from 3? But UE. I don't know who we're gonna see in the UE roster. I honestly don't know. We haven't made any recruiting announcements. It seems like all of the other guys are back, so I really don't know.
Correction, Gab. Meron silang recruits. Si Richmond Casino, but nag-decommit na nag-decommit na rin yung recruit nila. So before they even played for UE, they already decommitted. So it's going to be problematic for UE. I do agree with you on that. I think for Welo, I'm happy for him. As Maui mentioned, this is a good opportunity for him to play for a consistent contender in the Benilde Blazers. Playing for one of the top coaches, I think, in the NCAA, si Coach Charles Chu. So he'll develop there. He'll get some touches for sure as a shooter. He's joining a good program. For UE, you guys mentioned it. I think it's a land of opportunity. Yun na lang. If you wanna think positive, yun na lang talagang masasabi mo. There's a lot of opportunity there for the players. So happy for them. Whoever gets to shine, pero
or maybe this is
na lang sila.
Alan kay Dick decision, like clean slate. Let's just get rid of all of the vets and just start over. Maybe that's it. Remember, see, Alan kay Dick was one of the first things that they did right after season 88 was bring in one of the UE legends in Alan kay Dick as their team consultant. Maybe this was his decision. We don't know, but hopefully he has a plan for the future for the Red Warriors, or else they're gonna be in the bottom again, most probably.
Okay, let's move on to some good news. For a team that needs, speaking of rebuilding, looking into the young guys, the UST Growling Tigers secured Henry Suico, probably one of their top guards of the future. A highly touted prospect. Gab, naka-yellow ka. Is this a good step for UST?
A good step for UST and not a good step for Moore Alaw. I thought that he was gonna take over one of the starting slots big minutes are coming for Moore Alaw this season. Remember this guy has been to 3 UAAP
FEU, UE, UST.
Lasalle. He came from Lasalle.
Journeyman.
Nga pala, nakalimutan ko na galing siya.
The journeyman.
Yeah, so this is his 4th UAAP stop. I would have thought that they were gonna lean into him this season, but let's see what Henry Suico can actually provide. I mean, I was impressed by him. I mean, he did play for Ateneo for a brief stint with sina Chris Porter. So maybe yun yung reason kung bakit pumuntang UST. Like, oy Chris, nandiyan ka pala. Bye! Sige! Diyan na rin ako. So, went back to Ateneo de Cebu for a few years. Was one of the main guys there, and he's going smart move by him, by the way, because he could have gone to Ateneo, but see that there's a lot of guards at Ateneo, the security agency of the Blue Eagles. There are other programs with a lot of guards also. Go to a spot where there are rotation minutes available, and UST, their point guard spot specifically, is right now. I think it's more Alaw, maybe Ivan Calum if he's still there. But yeah, there are minutes to go around. There was an international invitational that they joined a month ago or a few weeks ago. They were using Ice Danting as one of their point guards, so there's definitely room for Henry Suico to get minutes right away. So let's see how he responds. They have a game tomorrow. I think they will be playing against
Lasal?
uh,
Was
La
it
Salva or si Kian Baklaan or one of yung Dave's Hardware or whatever. So let's see how he performs. Again, there are minutes for him and a good move for UST. Immediately addressing a spot of need. They do need a point guard. They have more Alaw, but let's see what other prospects that they can get. Si Waki Ludovice, their point guard from their boys division, was probably gonna go to UST. He still has one more year of high school to finish. He's not eligible anymore for high school basketball, but he's
overage.
but I think he's really good. So if I'm UST, I would make him one of my priorities for next off season. So that's for me. I can't wait to see. I liked him when he played for Ateneo High School, Ateneo de Manila High School, and I do hope he translates well. He's kind of a bigger guard also.
Maui, anything to add?
Yeah, I think maganda yung ginawa ni Suico, in my opinion, because actually I was surprised, diba? I think early on in the off season, I was telling you guys, bakit Ateneo is not in the running for a guard from Ateneo de Cebu, who's also a prospect na I think was sent to an NBA camp in Singapore, but it makes sense. As Gab mentioned, we have a plethora of guards. I think Ateneo has so many more problems than getting the next point guard. They have Bahay for the next few years. They have Alas, who they were able to get. And I think Suico is going into a situation where instant minutes is possible. And I'm excited to see. Actually, I checked yung first game niya tomorrow is against Salle, so baptism by fire. He'll be going up against the number 1 point guard in the UAAP. So that's, I guess, we'll have to see tomorrow how he does. But historically speaking, Coach Pido has very good guards or has been able to utilize his guards pretty well, whether he be a playmaker or a scoring guard. So I'm excited for the development of Henry Suico.
Yeah. For UST, I'm happy for them. I love the youth movement. If you look at yung mga past few recruits nila, the past seasons, they got Asido first and then Buenaflor. Porter moved to UST and now they have Suico. So I think it's a solid core if you're looking at the young guys of UST, no? Kasi alam naman natin madami na ding vets na nag-graduate from UST. Speaking of young guys, UP also recruiting someone, si Sean Franco, NCAA Juniors MVP Sean Franco. So if you talk about former juniors MVPs, you have like guys like LeBron James Daep, si Amiel Asido were also junior MVPs. Had some impact, I would say, during their first years. Well, more for Asido than Daep. But any thoughts or reactions on Franco? I know we don't get to watch juniors, NCAA juniors basketball, but Gab, any expectations for this guy? Because he's joining a extremely deep UP Fighting
Yun
Maroons
sana
team.
ang sasabihin ko sa amin. Word of advice to Sean Franco. Patience is key. If he really wants to stay at UP, patience is key because he is not getting minutes this upcoming season. There is no freaking way. This UP roster is loaded. Unless he's like Francis Lopez level of good, he's not getting minutes on this roster. We just watched them against LaSalle in a tournament in Zamboanga, they're loaded already, and they haven't made any recruits. They haven't made any
Good point.
recruiting.
Tahimik
So
pa
far,
sila no? Sa lagay na
yeah,
yan.
they haven't done anything, and yet they're already loaded. They have a ton of rotation pieces already in place. And from what I've seen from Sean Franco, he's like a wing, like a forward slash wing that can uh, defend multiple positions. So, uh, yeah, UP has Chico Briones, they have Iniguez, they have Jacob Baila. I'm blanking who on who else are there, but yeah, they are insanely deep. They have Payosing, Rainier Maga, VJ Press saw some time at the wing, so ang dami. I see Migs Palanca is still there.
Palanca barely
who I
got
think-
minutes last year.
I think they're trying to convert into sort of like a wing player, or right now it's like a power forward, but he does have some perimeter skills. So, ang dami, ang dami. Let's see. Right now, I don't think he's gonna get minutes. In fact, I'm looking at. He's probably gonna make the roster, but it depends on who else UP gets this offseason. I don't think they're gonna stand pat. No, they have never stood pat before. So what makes you think that they're just gonna make one big recruiting get for this offseason? There's just no way. If I were him, I would have looked like at somewhere like UE and just see that, oh, I'm gonna get minutes here. Most definitely.
40 minutes.
40 minutes. But I do hope he plays tomorrow. I mean, UP does have a game tomorrow in the same tournament that LaSalle, Adamson, and UST are joining. So I do hope we see him there. I do hope we get some flashes of what he can do. Again, I'm not that familiar with his game. I mean, highlight reel bias. I don't really watch NCAA juniors basketball. But let's see. It's for the UP Fighting Maroons. It's never bad to have young prospects and talent that you can try to develop and maybe turn into something. But it's a matter of how patient are they to actually see this through, because we've seen with the UP Fighting Maroons a lot of young prospects leave because they want opportunity. And for next season, I don't think opportunity is there for Sean Franco. For next season, probably meron. Once guys like si Chico Briones, who has never gotten a shot yet in the UAAP, yung graduate. So let's see.
Yeah,
Maui.
ako personally, I think he was touted as a defensive player. So maybe that's a role that he can get. Remember, they're losing Badiano also and Torres.
Torres.
Maybe that's something a role he can carve out. But I think si Gab laid it down pretty well. How will you get minutes? All the other recruits just coming in are more seasoned veterans, have experience in college basketball in the Philippines. I don't see Coach Cole has not been known to play rookies. He's been known to play proven guys.
Unless your name is Francis Lopez, ma'am.
Unless you're Francis Lopez, who's we all know was one of the, I think, outside Kai Soto, was probably the second highly touted recruit from high school. And actually, ang comment ko here is I'm a bit surprised this off-season that UP hasn't been that noisy when it comes to recruiting. Because as you mentioned, Gab, we've always seen UP make a splash in the off-season. I think maybe that's one of the main reasons why it's a bit quiet this off-season, because we haven't seen UP start to make moves. And maybe they trust their incoming class. From what I hear from a credible source, he believes that this team is actually better, a lot better than the team that they paraded from a season ago. And maybe that's why maybe that's why they haven't been in the rumor mill. They haven't been recruiting a lot. They're trying to prioritize the chemistry of the current group who played in Team B last year. And if I'm Franco, that just spells bad news, because that means that we've seen them against Lasal. This team is championship or bust for the end time, end straight season. And if you're a UP fan, there's no rebuilding. You just got the rookie of the year from the UAAP. You just got a couple of marquee recruits from other schools. And unahan ko na, wag na magpabebe mga taga UP next year. Hindi talaga rebuilding. It's gonna be championship or bust again for this team. And the Maroon 5 are not as big as Kagulangan, are not as big as QMB, are not as big as losing locals.
Wait lang, meron talaga nagsasabi na rebuilding sila?
Hintayin ko.
Inunahan na nga.
Inuunahan ko na.
Okay, diba? Kala ko may nagsasabi.
Because they but I think they're gonna say that because they just lost 5 integral parts players from their team. But I think this team is more versatile. They have more length. They're taller. I think that's the problem with the previous score, the Maroon 5. They did not have enough length, and Lasal was able to take advantage. But yes, si Franco will have to be patient. You mentioned si Briones, maybe he has to sit beside Briones on the bench and hopefully reap the benefits. Remember, playing for a team like UP, Lasal, maybe Ateneo, UST, but really UP and Lasal, you're playing for a program that's fully funded. You're playing for a program that will get you training abroad. It's not just about getting playing time on the court immediately. It's about maximizing the resources that you will get when you go into a program that's fully funded.
Speaking of sitting on the bench, shout out to Sean Alter from the Fighting Maroons. He's playing for Gilas 3-on-3 team. So shout out Sean Alter. Gilas, represent. Let's go.
Yeah. Eligible pala. Pati si Chris Kuhn.
Eligible. Sean
Very happy
Alter.
for that.
Big man. Chris Kuhn din. Oo nga, Chris Kuhn din. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about one of the teams that has been very aggressive this offseason. The Ateneo Blue Eagles securing one and done Travis Roberts, who seems like he, according to Navs, wants to prove himself and join Gilas perhaps. So he's playing 1 year with Ateneo under Coach Tab, eligible this coming season. Maui, anong mga nakita mo dun sa mga YouTube highlights ni Travis Roberts?
Ayoko na magpabudol eh. But I think with...
to be fair naman, Kyle Laddie was true to the highlights. I mean,
yes,
he had shooting highlights and he was a shooter.
In fairness, because of the performance of the one and dones, the three of them last year for Ateneo, I would think that this guy is probably legit. And the fact that he's talking about getting into Gilas eventually, I think that's indicative that this guy could be special. But wait and see. I don't want to be super hyped about a prospect I haven't seen against college players. Remember, kahit si Kay Manila, he was so good. Struggled in the second round last year. And it's all about getting reps for this guy. Hopefully, he gets to the Philippines early. Hopefully, Ateneo joined some tournaments because I think he would need reps. Diba? I think players like... You can just see si Laddie was complaining all season long with the physicality of the UAAP, and Travis Roberts will have to get used to it. I think if there's something that si Baltazar, Logan Baltazar, yung advantage niya with regards to Travis Roberts is probably si Baltazar was able to play Team B last year and has been in the Philippines for a longer period. I think si Travis Roberts has to assimilate himself quickly because he's a one and done. But let's see kung legit yung hype. He's a 4-star recruit. And grabe yung article ng All-Star when I read it. He played against Oak Hill Academy, Monteverde. Those are very storied high schools with players like Carmelo Anthony, Cunningham, Scotty Barnes. So medyo matindi yung mga nakalaban niya nung high school, but he wasn't that good, I think, in college. So let's see. From what I see in highlights, he's a very good shooter. And if you're an Ateneo fan, that is something you welcome, because Ateneo has struggled from the 3-point line in multiple seasons.
I'm just glad he has height.
Oh yeah.
Diba? I think he's around 6'5",
6'4",
6'6".
6'5".
Yeah, so I'm glad we have someone who's above 6 feet or above 6'2", that's actually gonna play for next season. We did say right after season 88, an area of need for the Blue Eagles is definitely going to be the front line, because there's going to be a departure of Kailadi. There's going to be a departure of Josh Lazaro, who both of whom manned the 4 spot and even the center spot for good lengths of last season, and they're both gone. Heck, si Dom yung Escobar yung played big man minutes sometimes in certain spots. So they're gonna need all the length that they can get, all the height that they can get. We saw how big men feasted on the Blue Eagles when they did not have bigs. So they will need bigs. And as Maui said, his very scarce highlights, all
Division 1 though.
Div 1, all are shooting highlights. So that brings a little bit of a smile to my face, because as Maui said, we have not been a good 3-point shooting team. So maybe he can carve out a role as a shooter. And hopefully we can get something more. He can show other flashes of his game. Maybe he's not just a shooter. So we'll see once he actually plays for the Blue Eagles. I do hope as Maui said, I do hope he comes over sooner rather than later, so that we can get a glimpse of him, so that he can integrate himself with the other players. I mean, this is still an intact roster aside from the bigs. So let's see. I do hope, praying for our Ateneo Blue Eagles, I do hope na we get a more competitive Blue Eagles. I hope we get a push for the Final Four, a legit push for the Final Four.
Ano masabi mo, Gab, yung favorite line mo?
Hindi, eto na yun. Hindi ko na sasabihin yun until mag-champion sila. Ulit. It might take years, months, I don't know, but hindi ko na sabihin yun until mag-champion sila
Hindi
ulit.
man lang Final Four.
Kahit hindi Final Four, Maui. So, gagawin lang natin yung thumbnail pag nag-champion sila ulit. Mark it down. Sammy, inote mo na yan. Hindi tayo gagawa ng thumbnail ulit until until mag-champion ng Ateneo ulit.
Baka matagal tayo mag-aantay. Matagal tayo mag-aantay niyan. Ay, no. Yeah, I think it's tough to judge yung mga Phil foreign players talaga. You never know what you're going to get. Ateneo was 3 of 3 last year with the 3 one and dones that they got. So I don't know, are they gonna keep the streak going this year? Let's see with Travis Roberts. Siguro for me, one of the things that I do want to highlight in this particular bit of news is the desire to join Gilas, and I think this is going to be, I know it's already obviously it's already prevalent na maraming Phil foreign kids that join the UAAP to get more exposure in Philippine basketball. But I think with the easing of the Gilas eligibility rules, it's going to be even more attractive to Phil foreign kids that perhaps were not eligible for Gilas before but are now eligible. Joining the UAAP is probably, if they're still eligible, is probably their best bet to get some exposure and be able to join Gilas, diba? So I think yun yung magandang takeaway dito. Speaking of Ateneo, let's talk about the rivals in the De La Salle Green Archers, who has made a ton of recruitments recently. Yung nabasa natin recently, the 3 Phil foreign guys, si Jason Sibol, one and done, 6 foot Div 1 shooter, si Irish Kokia, Please let me know how to pronounce his name properly. Also joining the team, I think he's eligible for 2 years. Starting season 90, and then you also have Marco Mayuga, who's coming straight from high school, I think. So he's going to be eligible right away. But actually, probably the biggest one from that the recent recruitments is also Bondaha, the Zobel grad, who's joining the Green Archers. He did not play this season in the juniors team of Zobel because he was injured. I think ACL injury, but he was a big part of the Zobel team 2 years ago when he played with Alas as part of their 1-2. No? So I think, and this guy is big, 6'6", I think, si Bondaha. So, couple of new recruits for Lasal. I think some of them might be playing already tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Maui, um, which one excites you the most for Lasal?
Well, from the three field foreigners, siguro si Kokya, Kokya is the one that excites me kasi Division 1. I don't know si Saibol is a good shooter daw, but he played for Division 2. Si Mayuga naman is from Canada. So I think I would peg them as all wait and see. Wait and see if they're legitimate as of the moment, because natuto na tayo from all the breaking news from the previous 2-3 years. And but if I were I would probably be most excited kay Kukia, but I think he's not eligible, as we found out. He's eligible next season pa because he'll be having two playing years. I think they probably recruited him to replace Jacob Cortez, who's playing his last season. And si Bonda, I'm not sure if he's gonna make the lineup, but it's good that he's finally healthy. We love when Lasal gets yung mga 6'6" na potentially to be converted to wings. And I think he has that capability. So let's see how he develops in the college ranks. But for the other team recruits, wait and see. But I think Lasal is looking for shooters, a lot of shooters, and you just see the UAP also transforming into a league that requires a lot of shooters. The value of the 3-point shot is now very prevalent in the UAP. You have to have a lot of good shooters, a good point guard. Maybe before a good point guard and a good FSA, now you have to have a good point guard, a good FSA, and a lot of shooters to space the floor. And I think we talked about this extensively in LaSalle UP finals. Whoever wins the 3-point battle usually ends up winning the championship. So I think that's why we see a lot of shooters getting recruited nowadays.
To answer your question, Sammy, you asked who are we most excited about among all of these. Well, to be fair, I think according to our friend Navs, these guys, I think si Kokia and si Mayuga, they're still feeling out if they're gonna go to Lasal. So they haven't officially said
That's
that
true.
they
Yeah,
are
tama.
going to Lasal. But among who excites me the most, none of them, because I don't think they're gonna get significant minutes for next season. We saw Lasal already play against UP in that Zamboanga tournament, and again, I think the rotation is set. Honestly, the the only spot where I think that a new guy can actually carve out a role is the backup point guard behind Jacob Cortez, which is already right now is Gilan Quines is to lose. So if you can outplay a guy like Gilan Quines and maybe see JC Macalalag, who also plays some backup point guard, maybe you can carve out a role there as a backup point guard. But otherwise, they have a full rotation already. I mean, saan ka lulugar doon? Parang sa UP lang to. Saan ka lulugar kung bago kang recruit? If you're Mayuga, if you don't outplay Quines, you're the third/fourth string point guard. If Makalalag, because Makalalag also plays some point guard. So what for this guy Sibol, you're really gonna displace guys like Abadam, Marasigan, Golyenga, Dungo, guys who have been in the rotation, played in big games already for this Lasal team for next season. I don't think so, man. Si Bonda,
For 1 year, no? For 1 year.
yeah. For one, I don't get it. None. Si Bonda probably because the length. I think he played for Gilas. Also, I know there are two yung Bonda has. So I think this is the younger brother. So please correct me on that. I always get confused about the two Bonda has. So let's see. But I don't think he's getting minutes also next season. Immediately. Again, their wing / front court rotation I think is set. They have Pablo, they have Gagate, they have Amos, and they have whoever their FSA is gonna be. Mandiria, Henry Agonane, whoever it's gonna be is gonna lock up that position already. They don't have rotation minutes available. Honestly, I mean, sino matatanggal sa rotation? I don't think there's anyone. So yun. Sorry, just putting it there bluntly, I'm not excited for any of these. We'll see tomorrow. Yung baka may magaling pala, maybe they can carve out a small role in that Lasal rotation. But then again, you have to outplay guys who have been entrenched in that rotation for many seasons now. Si Kines lang talaga yung siguro teetering on the edge of that rotation.
May ano ka pa, Mikey Cortez. Na wala from last year, di ba?
I completely forgot about him!
May Mikey Cortez ka pa, which we're expecting to join the team. And Mako Davao, from the Zubel lineup, he hasn't committed to Lasal. But you wouldn't be surprised if Lasal tried to recruit him because he came from Zubel and he's one of the stars. So he's also like a 5'11 guard. So it's going to be, security agency din tong, Lasal Green Archers.
You were just, yun sa lalagay ko sa title Lasal Security Agency also.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Siguro the other things that, if you want to talk about, siguro two things in the news then recently. NU forcing a do or die versus FEU in high school basketball, and I think we haven't shouted out Casey De La Rosa and the Gilas women's team for winning against Colombia during the FIBA qualifying tournament. History in the making also for the Gilas team. Congrats. Shout out to the women's team.
I'm gonna watch Game 3. Definitely. I wasn't able to watch Game 2. I was
Monday
busy.
ba?
Monday.
Game 3.
Weird. Why you put it on a Monday?
Oh nga, actually, bakit Monday?
Hindi ko gets.
I think because holiday na yung kids, yung students, so pwede na sila mag-basketball on
baka para walang kabanggaran na volleyball, most likely ganun. But
good point.
Monday is a weird day. We don't get games on Monday, but yeah, I'm gonna be watching. There are some prospects there that we might see in the college ranks sooner rather than later. So Cabonillas, Burgos, Chad Cartel, let's see.
Okay. So, I think that's it for today's episode. As we mentioned, there are some games tomorrow featuring some of your favorite UAAP teams. So, watch out for that. Let's see if meron pa tayong news, and stay tuned for part 2 of our 25 players in the last 25 years. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't. Ingat. Wag na kayo lumabas. Tipid tayo sa gas. Energy crisis, everyone. Bye-bye.